We're back. All right, we should be good and hot.
Alrighty.
I can't get messages anymore.
Back for the second period. Wayzata versus Maple Grove. Still. Well, we may have some more technical difficulties.
On the ice. It'll get there.
There we go. Now we're all good. Starting off this period with the Morris, Russo, and Sergiu line with Noble and Freed at defense. Great first period by Wayzata. We just need to put up some points here to get ourselves ahead of the game.
Way to rub it in, Izzy. A lot of people didn't see a lot of that first period, but you missed a great one, folks.
Face off, won by Russo out of a lot of trouble, gets completely hooked but stays on her feet, so that won't get called. Puck gets deep by Sergiu. Sergiu tries to give it to Russo, but she runs into a bit of traffic. Morris holds the line and gets it deep into the far corner. Russo tries to pick it up, but gets picked off by Maple Grove. Maple Grove bring it back behind their own net, but Sergiu's there just to get up in her face. Morris comes to help for some advice, or not some advice, comes to help, and that gets pushed out into the middle, comes out to the far side, and Freed gets all the way back to stop that puck. Maple Grove brings it down into the zone. Noble picks it up behind the net, goes to Morris. Morris carrying it up, tries to go far side for Sergiu, and it does get there. She runs into some traffic. Russo tries to bring it in, but that will be offside.
So it's clear that the Wayzata defensemen got coached up between the period to say, when they're floating a forward up high, we're gonna leave a girl woman on woman in the neutral zone, stay within reach, but when we have control of the puck, you can enter the zone again.
You got to keep covering that girl. The second you let her get maybe even a step ahead of you, she's gone.
What that does offensively, though, for Wayzata is it takes the defense and really takes them out of being as offensive as they want to be and neutralizes, essentially puts 4 girls on the offensive play when we'd like to have all 5 in there.
Exactly. Maple Grove takes it into the Wayzata zone. That gets hit behind the net by Kurtz. Joseph hits it to the middle for Hendricks, and Maple Grove try to bring it back in, but that is offsides.
So tied up here, Izzy, what are we looking for in this second period from Wayzata?
Just trying to get a lot of offense, keep the puck in their zone, and get as many shots as possible. This goalie likes to give up rebounds, and if we can just capitalize on moving her and getting those rebounds, we're going to be able to rack up the points and win this game. Puck in the middle, Maple Grove rushing it down, but Fries is there to absolutely take it away from her. Puck goes down into behind the net. Joseph, one-on-one. Maple Grove picks it up. Tries to pass it, but just hits the boards and goes nowhere. Shoots it out to the middle. Fries picks that off. Goes wide for Hellman, and it's a 2-on-2 going into the Maple Grove zone. Hellman takes it wide. Good shot. Oh, almost gets her own rebound, but just slips. Maple Grove hits it off the boards behind their own net. Joseph steps down to grab it. Hits to Blue Bolts, and that goes just across the center of the ice. Jenks in the corner with Wilson coming to help. Jenks
Emily High
out. Nice backhand, and that just is saved by the goalie. Maple Grove back up the right side. Jenks holds it and tries to get to the middle. Does. Blue Bolts back to hit the Maple Grove player, and that brings it down into our zone. D-to-D in front of the net. Abood bringing it up the right side. Gonna go all the way. Brings it to the middle. Tries to get a shot off, but her hands are tied up. Abood with it low. Nice little play right there. Tries to get to the middle, but that hits the back of the net. Maple Grove grabs it. Wilson comes and shovels it out of her hands. Oh, great shot!
Great shot!
Wilson passes it far to Mean, and it just hits the back of the goaltender and out into the front of the net. Maple Grove grabs it. Abood hits it back into the zone. Behind the net, Maple Grove picks it up.
Wayzata can double up the Osseo Maple Grove line here if they hustle, Izzy.
Those shift changes, they'll get you, and especially when Maple Grove decides to change while they're in their own zone. We can capitalize on that a lot this period. Line held by Freed.
Back out of there.
Goes back down, gets into the corner. Sergio after it with Morris for support.
Come on, ladies.
Sergio picks it up, brings it into the corner.
Sergio's going to find a gap.
Sergio shoots. That just gets shot off by the goalie. Sergio tries to bring it up, but dumps it back in deep. Behind the net, Maple Grove picks it up and just throws it right up to the point, but that gets hit off by another Maple Grove player, and that's an icing.
So that's icing is what you're going to get when they're going to try to free that high player, right?
Exactly.
They're going to get doubled up in their zone, and then it's panic time. I think that Osseo Maple Grove line was on the ice for the better part of 2 minutes, which really starts to get heavy legs.
At that point, if we can just keep them low and keep that icing coming, it just allows for us to have so much more offensive zone time and just really tires them out and tires the goalie out as well. Hendricks at the face-off, won by Maple Grove. Maple Grove brings it back behind the net, but that is hit by Hillman. Hillman, finds a slot and tries to backhand it in. Maple Grove tries to bring it to that far winger again, but can't get it off. Joseph, poke check. Maple Grove throwing it out into the middle of the zone. Noble picks it up, hits it behind our own net, over to Joseph. Joseph, nice little backhand right back to Noble. Noble bringing up this left side, passes it to Hendricks. Hendricks over to Fries. Fries brings it in, 1-on-2, tries to center it, but that hits a Maple Grove stick. Joseph holds his own, down to Hendricks. Hendricks back to Joseph at the point. Joseph over to Noble on the other side. Great shot by Noble and a great screen by Hillman on that play. Especially when we're bringing it up to those points. That screen is so important on these shots. And Hillman did a really nice job of that on that shot.
So another offensive zone face-off coming in this period is a good adjustment by Wayzata at the period to sustain some zone time and really start racking up some shots here in the second.
Looks like we've gained about 7 shots already this period, and we're not even halfway through. Another shot by Boobles goes behind the net. Maple Grove tries to go D-to-D, but that's stopped by a boot at the point. Maple Grove again D-to-D behind their own net. You can see that high flyer again covered by a boot. Great job there. Maple Grove brings it out to that high flyer. Passes over, bringing up the left side. That's stopped by Kurtz. Wilson over to Booboltz. Booboltz going to take it up the right side with lots of speed. Backhands it, and Mead is just tied up there and can't get her stick on it. Maple Grove tries to get it out, but that's stopped by Mead and Booboltz. And a great shot by Sergio from that far side that no one was on her. No one was expecting it. Mead makes a great pass over to Sergio, and it hits the back of the net.
I'm going to go back to a neutral zone defensive play that really sprung that goal. If you saw, Emily recognized the high forward coming in deep. She backed off and got on the defensive side of the puck, which allowed her defensive partner to come across and play in front. That gave enough time for I think it was Wilson to break up the play and spring it back into the offensive zone. Great defensive neutral zone play by Wayzata there.
Great vision there. Maple Grove tries to get shot off, but that's not taken. Sergio goes out to the point. That gets flung back in low. Point shot, and that goes wide. Maple Grove tries to get back out. Morris on the wall, tries to get it out. And that's shot out to Russo. Russo's going to bring it up through the middle, takes it wide. Nice little chip. Russo throws on the brakes at the hash marks, gets it low. That's picked up by Maple Grove. Maple Grove throws it back up to the half wall, down back to Russo, sorry. And that gets thrown back out to the point. Jenks tries to hold, but just isn't there. Haran, great cover on that far winger again, realizes that she's there, and is taking it wide, throws on the brakes behind the net. Really high stick, but we touch it first. Maple Grove brings it back out to the point, shot from the half wall, and that goes wide. Sergiu's gonna pick it up. She recognizes that we beat Maple Grove on this change here. Sergiu gets it deep, chases it, and she almost gets a great rebound off the wall, but the goalie just gloves it up.
So is he starting to get Maple Grove out of their game here? You're going to notice on this face-off, they're sending somebody high, right? Depending on when that happens, but they're not flying that girl like they were.
They've realized that we've caught on, and it's just not going to work at this point. Maple Grove bringing it into the zone, stopped by Hendricks. Hendricks chips it up to Hillman. Maple Grove picks that off. Noble taking it up the middle, dekes a couple of girls, has speed coming in the left side. It's a 3-on-3, great shot, just goes right across the face of the goalie. Freed holds it, brings it in deep for Hendricks. Hendricks back to Fries. Fries takes it, middle play, Hillman, rebound,
loose.
It's loose,
That's
and that's the goal!
Fries buried that one, right? It sat in the blue plant for a little bit and just bowled it in like a little tap-aroo. Happy Gilmore, for those of you at home. I'm sure Izzy's never seen the movie. Shouldn't even know who Adam Sandler is.
I have indeed.
All right.
I've seen Happy Gilmore. I'm excited for Happy Gilmore 2.
Excited for Happy Gilmore 2.
Last week, we got introduced to Napoleon Dynamite and Dodgeball. Two great movies, courtesy of Mike Morris here. Face off center ice, won by Maple Grove. Maple Grove takes it back to the blue. Far side, Hendricks goes deep for Maple Grove. Noble picks that up, tries to go D-to-D, but Maple Grove's there. And that's held by Alvarez, just kind of a forced wraparound that Angie was definitely ready for. Maple Grove's decided to do that a lot this game. They just tried to force it right into the net from that wraparound. Not really trying to move it, but just trying to get something on the net.
So this looks like the first defensive zone face-off that's Wayzata's had in this period. Been a lot of offensive sustained zone time, really starting to wear down OMGHA here in the second. Hopefully we can keep the pressure on, start to get some heavy legs in the black uniforms.
Held off sides from a great chase of Blue Bolts, and that just is an awkward, funky little pop in that gets an offsides call. Face off, won by Maple Grove. Maple Grove, 1-on-2, little poke check from Joseph that forces her to dump it in deep. Kurtz picks it up, goes over to Wilson. Wilson off the boards. Can't quite get it through. That's taken out by Joseph. Joseph to Blue Bolts in the middle. Tries to go high for Mead, but that hits a stick on the way out. Kurtz up to Mead. Mead's gonna bring it in left side with some speed. Tries to go middle for Blue Bolts, but just wide from her stick. Wayzata has it behind the Maple Grove net. Mead up to the point for Joseph. Joseph's gonna go D-to-D over to Kurtz. Kurtz shot, that's deflected out into the corner by Sergiu. Mead tied up against the wall with Sergiu for help. Gets out to the half wall where Maple Grove picks it up. Shoots it into the absolute oblivion for no one to pick it up there. So Dakota steps up and she grabs it from him.
That's a turnover to try to get a change, and she didn't get to clear space. Again, this is just mental errors by a tired team. Hopefully we can keep the pressure on us.
These small little accidents, they're adding up. Lots of zone time for Wayzata here. Mead, middle for Russo. Russo is gonna bring it low. She gets muscled off. Maple Grove behind their own net. Goes up to the point, but Joseph steps up and grabs that. Maple Grove in the middle. Chips it out. Stopped by Joseph. Joseph brings it back into the Maple Grove zone. Russo behind the net. Ties up a girl. Morris comes in for help, but Maple Grove comes and grabs that. Morris back down into the zone. Goes behind the net. Fries tied up against the boards. Morris picks it out, tries to go to the middle, but no one's there. Nice step by Jenks, hits it out to Fries. Fries taking it wide, hits in the middle. Oh, almost a nice tip from Hendricks right into the net. Maple Grove hits it up to Jenks. Jenks holds the girl against the boards to keep it in the zone and get some possession.
Jenks is so long on that play, even though it looks like she's beat, she can reach behind herself, get a leg out, try to freeze it, especially on the wall. She's so good at that.
Oh, those long legs of Jenks, they come in handy. As a defender, sometimes you're going to get beat, but she really can just use all, however many, 5'7", 5'8" of her body and absolutely pin that girl against the wall. Face off just outside the right of the Maple Grove zone. Won by Maple Grove, but Freed steps up. Freed tries to go far side for Hillman, but that's hit a stick. Hendricks and Hillman against the wall. Maple Grove hits it back to the middle. Maple Grove hits it back off the glass and into the zone, which Haran picks up. Tries to hit the wall, but hits it. There's a funky little bounce there. Brings it back behind the net. Freed takes it from the half wall back down behind to Haran. Looks like Brian is yelling at her to just take it, and she tries, but that hits a couple of skates on the way out. Maple Grove bringing it back in against Freed. Freed goes D to D behind the net to Haran. Maple Grove picks that up and brings it to the half wall. Maple Grove behind the net. Just lots of circles here. Throws into the middle, but no one's home. Haran behind the net. Picked up by Maple Grove. Maple Grove going for that. Again, just another crap wraparound. Wilson comes up to the point to block a shot. Hendricks, nifty little toe drag. He's going to take it wide with speed. Cuts in the middle. Really offsides play there, but it doesn't get called. Far shot by Hendricks. Hillman deep in the corner with Maple Grove. Maple Grove gets it out to that far winger. Freed picks it up with a nice little step there. D to D to Noble. Noble sees some ice and she's going to take it. Bring it up the right side. Tries to hand off to Wilson, but that gets picked off. Maple Grove right below their blue line. Gets it out. Buboltz. D to D to Freed. Freed is going to hit off the wall to Mead, and Mead's going to get it deep. Maple Grove with it behind their net.
Speed!
Get some speed. Maple Grove's going to take it far left wide. Behind the net. Looks like, I think Noble is tying her up pretty hard there. Gets it out to the point, and no one's there, so Mead tries to come and grab it, but toe picks a little bit. Can't get her stick on it. Maple Grove brings it back in. Little flip of a shot. Noble back behind the net to Joseph. Joseph brings it around to the far boards, where it's picked up by Sergiu. Sergiu hands it off to Buboltz. Buboltz is going to take it in with a 3-on-2, and it's sadly an offsides play. Gosh, that line was out there for a real long shift. We couldn't get it solidly in the offensive zone. We just had to keep them out there for as long as we could before we got a whistle.
One thing I'm seeing, I don't know if it's intentional, Izzy, Maple Grove kind of backing off the defensive forecheck, or their forecheck in Wayzata's defensive zone on the forwards, just challenging the defenseman to skate the puck. We had a couple forced passes that were turned over in the neutral zone where I think the defenseman had a chance to rush the puck up the ice because they were giving them green space.
They might have, between these couple of shifts where there's just been so much time, I think they've adapted as much as we have to this different style of play between these two teams.
It's what good teams do, right?
Always adapting to every single type of play. Great playlist in the box tonight. This music is awesome.
Yeah, that's Justin Fries as DJ, who was going to be backup play-by-play, but couldn't abandon his duties as DJ. He's 50% of the team, in his own words.
Between lacrosse and hockey, He always has the right song to play. Don't know how, but he does. Sergiu comes out to block a shot at the top of the circles. Maple Grove picks that up D to D. Sergiu gloves it, and she's going in with a 2-on-2, it looks like, with about 30 seconds left. Hands off to Russo. Russo gets a shot, but just goes wide. Morris in the far corner. Is getting a bit hassled by her former and current Fury teammate, Nadine. A little bit of rivalry there, just because they know each other so well, but all fun and games. No one's going to get hurt.
So 21 seconds left in this second period. The score sheet says 3-1. Wayzata sustained good pressure at the beginning of this period, kind of backed off at the end.
Looks like we're a bit tired. The ice is super snowy. 2 periods of play on that puck it's hard. Face off, won by Wayzata, gets it to the front of the net, but Hillman's tied up. Hillman beats a Maple Grove player out to the far side.
Seconds.
Jenks shot, but that's hits Lulu's shin pads on the way in. Fries gets it down into the corner. Hillman tries to get it center for Hendricks. Haran steps up, but that's flipping. Nice little end shot, just can't get it through by Fries. And that's the end of the second period. Wayzata 3, Maple Grove 1. Looks like shots are 14-10 in favor of Wayzata. We're gonna get a little Zam time.
We'll Zam down, be back after the break. Izzy, you're gonna get a little water, maybe a little green tea for the voice, and we'll be back in business. All right, Ez, we're back for the third here. Wayzata up 3-1. Had a nice little chat despite the rivalry with Maple Grove. We still have friends across the border, if you will, across the school lines.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of these girls are familiar with each other, just as I'm sure you are with your grade, right?
Oh, my goodness,
you know a lot of the girls and probably played summer hockey, maybe a little lacrosse against them. A lot of crossover when these communities are so close to each other.
It's pretty fun when you play your friends. I mean, especially when they're close. It just adds a little bit more fun, a little bit more rivalry. It's exciting.
Especially when you're up 3-1.
Exactly. Only if you're winning. Not too much fun when you're losing, though. Taking it off with a Wayzata face-off win. Russo bringing it down the left side, goes far
that's
side.
a nice pass.
Great shot. A little half clapper into the glove of the goalie. Morris picks it up at the corner, shoots it back down deep. Maple Grove bring it behind the net. Morris on her, trips her, should have been a penalty, was not. Morris picks it up, shoots it right back behind the net to Russo. Russo at the half wall, dumps it back down to a Maple Grove player. Maple Grove shoots it behind their own net to the far wall. Morris stops that from getting to the point. It looks like he just tripped over her stick. Whoa. No ice. Joseph picks it up in the Wayzata corner. Off the boards to Morris. Morris out to Russo in the middle. Russo tries to get back to Morris, but that hits a Maple Grove stick. Maple Grove dumps it back in deep, but Kurtz picks it up. Kurtz far side to Fries. Fries at the red line, but that hits Maple Grove. Maple Grove tries to get in deep. That's stopped by a couple of people. Looks like Hendricks and Fries. D to Kurtz. Kurtz tries to go to Hillman in the middle. That just goes wide. Somehow hits the goalie, and we get a face-off in the Maple Grove zone.
So 13:32 left here in the third. Face-off coming to the left. Nope, that's the right of the goaltender for Omega. One of these days I'll figure it out as my left and right.
One of these days. Face-off won by Wayzata, out to Hillman on the half wall. Fries comes out to get it deep, doesn't get there. Jenks holds the zone, puts it back in deep for Hillman. Maple Grove picks it up and brings it around and brings it to the boards. Nice step by Abood. Abood gets it to the high slot. That shot goes wide by Fries. Hillman dumps it in deep to Hendricks. Hendricks behind the net. Gets it out to the half wall where Abood is there to pick it up. Abood hooked on her way in, draws a great penalty. And we're going to have another power play. Abood with it on the half wall, gets up to Jenks. Jenks the shot.
Oh, nice!
Great tip by Hillman, right into the top corner. Great hold by Abood. She recognized that we had that delayed penalty. The Maple Grove had that delayed penalty call, keeping on her stick. Shot right into Hillman's stick, and that goes top corner where that goalie had zero chance of saving it.
That gets a nod of approval from goaltending dad Jeff Callanan to my left, who said that's a nice tip, and he wasn't wrong.
When you get that nod of approval from Jeff, you know everything is right in the world. Face off, won by Buboltz, kicks it out to Wilson. Wilson gets it in the zone. Picked up by Maple Grove. Maple Grove behind their own net to the half wall. Stopped by Buboltz. Gets it back in deep. Maple Grove with it now. Buboltz on the forecheck with Wilson. Wilson comes and muscles a goal off the puck, and she still has it. Maple Grove comes out with
down
it.
In front, Shane.
Up to the point. Jenks tries to hold his own, but gets attacked by a couple of players. Maple Grove throws it back in deep. Abood picks it up behind the net, gets it out to Wilson. Wilson accidentally trips Abood, and that gets over to Mead. Mead tries to hit up to Buboltz for a breakaway, but that hits a couple of sticks on the way through. Kicked back out to Haran at the Wayzata blue line. Haran up to Buboltz. Buboltz can't quite get it through, and that's picked up by Maple Grove. Maple Grove dumps it on Alvarez. Alvarez kicks that out to Haran.
You got all the skate. Skate that.
Haran's gonna skate it. Goes up the left side. Tries to throw it to the middle. Does throw it to the middle, but it does not hit anyone's.
There you go, Lax.
Morris back on defense. Kicks it back into the zone. Oh, that gets offsides. Face off won by Russo, back to Haran. Haran over to Freed. Freed's gonna backhand it up to Sergiu. Sergiu on the forecheck. Can't quite keep it on her stick. Haran holds the line. Sergiu's gonna muscle a girl off the puck. Somehow still gets it through. Russo's gonna go and pick it up. Looks like she's gonna take it in, but that gets poke checked away from her. Haran comes up to hold the zone, keeps it in. Haran brings it down to the far side. Shot hits, looks like Sergiu's stick right into the gut of the goaltender.
I like seeing Haran using her muscle to just bulk her way into the net, right? Like she's a strong skater. She's good on her skates. When she can rush the puck in, go to the net hard. She wasn't going to be forced off the puck in the angle that defenseman had her.
She has those options. One of these days, I just can't wait to see her cut to the middle and have an absolute ripper of a shot right around the goalie. Looks like almost a breakaway from Maple Grove, but she gets too deep before she can get there. Great poke check by Joseph to prevent it going for the middle. Somehow still gets to the middle, and a shot. And that was completely held by Alvarez, but somehow manages to squeeze through for a goal by Maple Grove. Just an unfortunate bounce there. Gets right through her pads. We all thought she had it, but must have.
So that one looked like Alvarez had that one bottled up in her jersey, but it must have just dribbled down right in front, and it was loose, and they, there wasn't enough bodies in front to get sticks up in the air, and they bury that one.
Wayzata still leading 4-2 with 10:30 left in the third. Maple Grove taking it in, gets a high shot, flips over the net. Another wraparound. They're not going to get that wraparound. I think they just need to realize that. Fries gets it out of the zone to Hillman. Hillman with a one-on-one. Calls the hooking. Or no, looks like Hillman got called for a hooking. I would have called the opposite, but not my call. They call a just a random whistle. Didn't even touch it yet, but Hillman gets sent to the box for interference. On our PK here, we have Morris, Russo with Kurtz and Abood at defense. Excited to see another penalty kill after how well we kept it off last time. Oh. Whistle for some reason. Face off, won by Russo, back into the corner. That gets picked up by Maple Grove. Maple Grove up to the point. Maple Grove down to the half wall. Throws it back out to the point. Back down to the half wall. Low. Oh, Maple Grove tries to toe drag it. That hits Kurtz's stick. Up to the half wall.
Backside.
Morris, good poke check, gets tripped up. Maple Grove out into the middle, but no one was home. Maple Grove down to the corner, tries to bring to Maple Grove got it just right into the middle, and not enough sticks, picking up sticks in the house, and they just tipped that one right underneath the glove of Alvarez. That goal just really shows how much it is important to get those bodies on bodies, sticks on sticks in the house, especially when you're on the PK there.
So two quick ones here by OMGHA. They drove two girls to the net there, kind of caught everybody off guard. We need to pack that in and just take away chances. So hopefully, let's see how Wayzata reacts here. Can't take another penalty in this game and give another opportunity for Osseo Maple Grove to tie this one up.
Well said. Maple Grove brings it into the zone, brings it around the middle, shot, that's poked away by Alvarez. Puck behind the net, Jenks picks it up, goes right in front of the net to try to hit Boo Bolts, hits her stick, but that's poked off by the Maple Grove defender. Maple Grove bringing the boards around to the backside. A couple of bounces, and that goes right over her stick. Mead picks it up with speed. Oh, that rhymed. Tries to go through the feet, but offside's called. It was not called. Maple Grove bringing it down. Shot. Covered by Alvarez, and the ref yells at her to move it, so she does. Noble up to Mead. Mead tries to get the pass off, but that just whiffs. Russo bringing it in. Oh, goes to the feet again. It gets it on net, but that's just covered by the Maple Grove goalie. Off, won by Maple Grove, down into the corner. D behind the net, going for that flyer again, but Noble's there to cover it. No icing. Should have been an icing because it hit no one stick on the way out. Noble gets up to Sergio on the half wall. Sergio brings it back down for Noble. Noble tries to go D, but Morris picks that up at the half wall. Maple Grove holds it, but Freed gathers it. Freed, patient, goes far to Sergio. Sergio going in a foot race with Maple Grove. Maple Grove picks it up, brings it in with speed into the zone, and it goes straight into the gut of Alvarez.
So defenseman for Osseo Maple Grove getting that shot on net and allowed to freely drive in for her own rebound. Got to be careful for that.
Not 13. There's a couple of defenders on this team who have speed. They just need to make sure that they realize that, figure out who has the speed, and then keep two girls on her at all times. Puck comes out, goes back in by Maple Grove. Maple Grove takes on the left side, comes back behind the net where Joseph picks it up. Joseph out to Hillman. Hillman gets it on the half wall. Hillman tries to push it back up the half wall, gets pinned, where Hendricks gets a stick on the Maple Grove stick and keeps it from going to the net. Puck picked up by Maple Grove, tries to get low, but Hendricks is there to gather it. Hendricks in the corner, bring it out, passes the middle for Joseph. Joseph is bringing it up on a 3-on-2, brings it far side. Hits the middle, almost an own goal, and almost tipped right in by Hillman. Maple Grove bringing it behind their net. Hendricks picks it up on the far side. Hendricks back low to Hillman. Hillman finding her options, finds Kurtz at the top, hits a shot. Behind the net again with Hillman, tries to go to the middle, but Maple Grove
back out of there.
Hendricks gathers it from the point. Hendricks coming in, looks like she gets a shot. Nice shot, and that's gloved up by OMG.
Hillman taking one up in the ribs for standing in front, trying to knock it out of the goalie's gloves. Don't mind it though. She's tough.
That whole shift, Hillman was just getting absolutely harassed by that one Maple Grove girl. She would not leave her be. Takes off with Blue Bolts, won by Maple Grove. Maple Grove behind the net, D to D. Abood steps up to grab that. Bouncing puck with a boot stick. Wilson tries to get it, but falls down and takes the other girl down with her. Blue Bolts comes behind the net. Jenks steps
cover,
up.
cover.
Nice cover by
Hurry!
Wilson grabs it at the top. Mead grabs it at the top again. It's just kind of laying there. Picks up by Mead, goes to the far side. Jenks for a shot, and that goes wide. Wilson in the corner dumps it back down to Mead. Mead's gonna look for a pass over to Wilson again, who is Wilson absolutely withstands a hit from this girl who's about 5 inches taller than her.
Get there, Ev.
And then Mead picks it up, coming down low, gets pinned. Maple Grove picks it up. Looks like they're gonna skate. Abood on that far winger. Abood bringing it back behind the net, throws on the brakes. Brings it back around the other way, D to Jenks behind the net. Jenks tries to pass up to Mead, but whiffs on it. Far side to Wilson, which almost hits a Maple Grove stick in the way, and that would have been a great breakaway for Maple Grove. Wayzata gets caught in the middle of a change. Maple Grove bringing it down the side. Freed picks up a stick. And it's taken out by Morris. Morris, it's a 2-on-0.
Go, Lux.
Morris and Sergio. She's going down. Is she going to hit the net? Oh, she hits the guts of the goalie. Sister to sister here. I can't say anything about that because I've done that more than once on a breakaway before.
Every girl on this team has hit the guts of the goaltender.
Oh my gosh, she scored!
Oh, she scored? Okay.
Oh, she's insane.
All right, we'll
she's
count
so
it.
good. I mean, that's my sister right there, guys.
Hey, however it went in.
Somehow.
Changes the scoreboard to 5.
Woo!
Jeff, did you see
Great
that one?
speed by Morris and Sergio.
Under the armpit.
Face off center ice, won by Maple Grove. Morris coming
Hey, she's
down
trying
the
to
left
double up
side.
on the shift here.
Gets in the far down. Oh my goodness. Gets behind the net by Maple Grove. Hit by a Maple Grove stick in the middle. Morris picks it up in the zone, hits in the middle, hits the stick of the goalie. Russo picks up on the half wall. Sergio hits the Maple Grove stick.
Nope.
Pins her against the wall. Step by Freed. Little spinning spinorama there. Morris hits it on Russo. Russo gets a shot off the toe of the goaltender, but no one's there for the rebound. Icing? Yes, and the refs call it this time. An icing by Maple Grove, bringing it all the way back down.
That's a big goal to pick up at 4:17. Izzy, I mean, it puts you up 2 goals and gives you a little bit of breathing room as we get into the hairy minutes of the third period.
Exactly. Everyone says a 2-goal lead is the worst lead in hockey, but when you have 4 minutes left in the third, it's exactly what you want. A little bit of breathing room, little, as you said, a little bit of just space so you can figure out what you need to do, but also being able to be a little bit more risky because you have that extra goal.
Now you keep your foot on the gas, though. I think we saw what happened when you just try to play with a lead. You kind of come back, let's sit back, and this isn't an untalented Osseo Maple Grove team.
It is
They are
not.
capable of putting the puck in the net.
Oh, and they try to give it out to their far winger again. But it goes over a stick, and there's no icing because Alvarez touches it at the goal line. Maple Grove with it low. Gets out to the middle. Great play by Alvarez, and no picking up 6. As we see again in just a far tipping goal by Maple Grove. We might need to stop talking about a lead because it looks like we've just jinxed it at this point.
You know, these girls make their own luck, and they're a little bit, they're on the wrong side of luck right now. That one squirts out to a juicy spot, and a long stick kind of just shuffles that one along. Let's see how we react.
Face off, won by Hendricks, back to Noble. Noble gets it deep. Picked up by Fries. Fries gets it back deep off the half wall. Hillman picks up behind the net. Gets up to Fries, who gives off to Joseph. Joseph steps, shot, hits a Maple Grove skate. Redirects out to Noble on the half wall. Noble back to Hendricks. Puck behind the net picked up by Fries. Fries is gonna get pinned against the wall, but somehow still get it low. Hillman to Fries.
Nice save.
Oh, right at the bottom of the circle. That goes a bit wider, hits the blocker of the goalie. Hendricks out to Joseph. That was not fully offsides, but I guess we're gonna call it.
So 3:04, we're probably going to see an empty net for Wayzata at some point here in the next minute and a half, I would guess, Izzy.
Yeah, I can.
And then the heat will be on.
Everyone's getting tense. I can feel it. Maple Grove taking it up, but that's pinched off by a Bood. A Bood with 3 Maple Grove girls on the half wall. Oh, a Blue Bolts takes it behind the net. Over to Mead. Mead's bringing it up the left side. Some speed. Dumps it low. Picked up by Wilson behind the net. Back to Mead. Mead back to Wilson, but Wilson gets taken down. Puck out to the far side. We got the high flyer again, but a boot is there. Puck low.
No!
Blue Bolts picks it up in front of the Maple Grove player. Off to the wall for Wilson. Wilson just keeps falling down. And a shot from the far hash marks of OMG. And glove save by Angie Alvarez. Sorry for any bad language you hear. It seems we have about a Kiwi Wayzata boys team warming up right behind us, so can't promise anything with them.
Might be my language, Izzy, as this is getting a little tight.
Face off won by Maple Grove. Shot goes high.
Awkward carom off the wall there is. Kept the puck in the zone.
Yeah, they're getting aggressive, keeping that, pinning our girls, so then they just can beat it deep.
No!
Rebound, saved by Alvarez. Puck down low with a boot. A boot rings it around for Mead. Mead's gonna look wide for Wilson. Goes right under his stick. Wilson can't quite grab onto it. Maple Grove bringing it down the left side. Gets out to Haran. Haran hits Allie Callinan's head on the bench.
That's Callanan with her first save of the game.
Save percentage 100 for Allie tonight.
Wayzata caught on their heels. It's a minute 37 left in the game. Looking towards the goaltender for Osseo Maple Grove. She's not even looking at the bench yet.
Oh, face-off one. Russo on a breakaway has Sergiu. Shots and absolutely
wide open side of the net.
That goalie, she completely overcommitted. She thought she was going to go that short side because I believe Russo's a lefty.
She's a lefty, right? And overcommitted by the goaltenders. She was way off her angle, and Christie had a whole half of the net. That's just a backbreaker.
Yeah, she saw it.
Although I've said it, I thought we had a backbreaker and a game winner from your sister a couple minutes ago, and we spoke too soon. So we'll see what happens here with a minute and a half counting in the third.
Face off one by Wayzata, gets it back in deep. Maple Grove picks up behind the net, catches by Morris. Now he gets the half wall back behind the net. Maple Grove is picking it up. We have a completely open two girls in the neutral zone for Maple Grove with, looks like Jenks.
What are we doing?
Jenks was on defense, so we didn't have enough girls back for that extra player. And Maple Grove puts one in for a 6-5 game.
As soon as it came out of our mouth, Izzy, here they come.
I said it earlier.
I mean, this has to be an adaptable game when you know those things are going to happen and figure it out. So come on, Wayzata, figure it out here with a minute one left in this hockey game.
I'm getting pretty nervous. I think if I looked at my Apple Watch right now, I'd say my heart rate was about 270. Face off one by Russo, back to Noble. Noble hits off the wall Morris. Morris can't quite grab it. Maple Grove dumps it in deep. Noble picks it up.
Goaltender heading to the bench is...
Oh, we have an empty net. 6-on-5 in favor of Maple Grove.
Extra skater on for Osseo Maple Grove. 38 seconds, empty net.
Puck on the half wall, back deep. Russo gets it behind the net, over to Freed. Freed sees the empty net, goes for it, and that hits a stick on the way down, so it will not be an icing. Maple Grove hits it off the
all the way down, and I don't know.
Noble pinches. Maple Grove picks it back up, goes for that far person, but Russo's there to stop it. Maple Grove picks it up. We have the far side, empty goal for Maple Grove.
6 seconds.
Low, and gloved by Alvarez with 3.1 seconds left on the clock. This period, Maple Grove just ramped up their shots. Close shot game, 25-22 in favor of Wayzata. Ending the period with a heavy lead of I think about 6 or 7 shots. Race off one by Maple Grove, but Freed gets it out. And that is a close win, 6-5 by Wayzata tonight.
So good win for Wayzata here tonight, Izzy. Thank you for stepping in to do the heavy lift on the play-by-play. Despite a lot of technical difficulties early, we got it going, and I think it was, as we like to say in the business, really good show. Nice work. So a round of applause and a big thank you for Izzy.
Thank you for having me anytime.
All right, we'll see everybody up in Alexandria on Friday.